Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Hey, hello, once again, the Take a Listing Today podcast. Jim over here, and there's Todd.
And our wonderful producer, Lisa Gray in the corner.
Yes,
and
Lisa.
Tell them about our special guest who flew and crashed the show.
He did. He crashed the show all the way from the great state of Texas. It's the cowboy, Michael Boyle. Welcome to our
Howdy,
show.
folks.
The campaign cowboy.
Very glad you have joined us. What will you share with us today, Mike?
Well, I got lots of things I'm going to share with you, but I ain't going to tell you what they are yet.
Ooh, it's exciting, intriguing.
Now, speaking of exciting, I'm excited because this is our 101st show, which means I think we got re-upped for another 100 shows.
Yes, another 100. I don't know if Prospects Plus, our show sponsor, knows that yet or not, but we'll go ahead and thank him. We'll do the assumptive close.
They said they're going to take it show by show.
Oh, did they?
Show by show.
We got re-upped for one.
Oh, for
Today's.
Okay, we'll see how we do on
And
today's show. Yes.
We're back off the mountain.
Yes, we are off the mountain.
That
That's a
was
good
fun,
point.
but getting all that equipment, I mean, how long
was
did that
fun.
take us getting that equipment off of there?
Well, the who knew the pack mules have such a problem in the snow, right?
Right. We didn't think that because we live in Florida, so we didn't research it as we
My
should have.
toe got frostbit. My baby toe.
See that? Wow.
She only lost one toe. The other 9 will keep her balance. She'll be fine.
Yes.
You know what? That toe seemed a little out of place
I
anyway,
just
so I
stopped
think
my
it's all right.
gymnastics career because I can't stand evenly on the balance beam anymore.
Okay, moving on. Hey, how about our sponsor, ProspectsPLUS.com? Visit their website. Today's show is wonderful for show number 100. How about having an unforgettable elevator pitch? I mean, how many times you get stuck in an elevator and you need to pitch them on what you do? And how many people are just going to say, oh, I sell real estate? That's pretty lame.
I want to say one thing before we jump in about this topic. Here's what's great. If someone is working on an elevator pitch, you don't get 2 chances at that. So pre-COVID, I think it was 2018, I was at a seminar with 17,000 people in Miami. So in the same convention center, right? I was not at a real estate seminar. I was doing other things. There was a real estate event going on in the same hotel. What was crazy is, and I thought about this when that was happening, because you sit there and see people get their coffee, get their dinner, get in the elevator. And I thought to myself, wow, how many of those realtors can talk to this group over here if real estate comes up and do it in a compact, tight, fun, 60-second manner?
Right.
And I bet the majority cannot, truthfully.
No, especially in a way that's unique. And that's what we kind of get into in today's show is, you know, everybody's got their taglines.
Right.
The taglines are similar. Yeah, I really don't know how much time agents are spending on this topic.
Right.
Really thinking about, and we'll talk about it later on the show, but you're talking about in a broker meeting, a bunch of agents around a table, if they all send on the fly to come up with elevator pitches, what that would be like.
We'll mention that at the end if we forget, because that's a great assignment for an office to do to strengthen that team, strengthen the agents.
Because would it be like 10 of the same? You know?
Right.
Now you got to really think about what makes you unique.
That's true.
Let's get into it.
Very true. Very true. So here's a scary fact for you. People form an opinion of you based on your facial appearance within 1/10 of 1 second.
I'm screwed.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Mike.
Well, if you pass that first test, Mike, you might tune out for the rest of the show. If you pass that first test, then you'll have a mere 20 to 30 seconds to wow them with your real estate elevator pitch. So you need to make sure that your pitch is one that is unforgettable. You need to squeeze some vital home information into the puny word count that the MLS allows you. If you've got that talent, you can certainly sell yourself to somebody standing next to you in the elevator for 30 seconds.
Exactly.
So it's actually something that you'll be using a lot, from responding to online leads to introducing yourself at cocktail parties and in marketing materials. A real estate elevator pitch is something you'll find quite useful.
Well, and if it's done correctly, the real estate elevator pitch will sometimes lead into a better dialogue, and that could turn into 20 minutes, which could turn into, oh, by the way, my neighbors want to, now we have a listing appointment. So if this is good, it's not going to happen all the time, but that's going to help create some momentum in terms of conversation.
Well, I would be surprised if the agents listening now, if we were able to say, everybody raise your hands, and we could see their hands, that somebody would raise their hand and say that they have never been in a position where somebody has asked them what they do or what makes them special.
golf course,
I bet
restaurant.
Every one of them has had those, and it's always the worst moment where you're in the grocery store
and you're like,
you're shopping, no makeup, hair in a pony or whatever, and all of a sudden
wearing your pajamas.
I often go out with my hair in a pony, so yeah.
Lisa wearing
My Little Pony.
Lisa's wearing her claw feet bear slippers from Wisconsin.
and then you run into that client that had the Lux home you sold, and they're introducing you to someone, and they ask that question, what do you specialize in? And you're like, So we want to help that.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't wear your pajamas to the Walmart when you go shopping, because you might see somebody that you want to do business with.
Right. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. There's a lot of things you shouldn't do at Walmart, but that's another
okay.
show.
So moving on here. How about Nextdoor.com? It's great when a neighbor posts that he or she is looking for a real estate agent. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of really compelling responses from those supposed real estate professionals. And even sadder is that the responses are so similar they could be mistaken to have come from the exact same person. So, how many times have you heard this? I go the extra mile, or I go above and beyond. That doesn't really tell you what sets them apart. I mean, if that's your pitch, do the industry a favor and dump it. And maybe do your future clients a favor and find a new line of work.
Exactly like Zig Ziglar used to say, are you a meaningful specific or are you a wondering generality? It's a very interesting way to look at your profession. If you're right? I mean, a wondering generality means I'll do all.
Great. That's like
that's
a coffee mug.
Cheers to Brother Zig.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cheers.
So agents can buy an ad on Nextdoor, and in my neighborhood at least, only 3 agents have done so. Now, I haven't come across an agent-sponsored ad yet that answers the questions that are actually suggested by the platform, yet they pay for that space on there. A sponsorship ad and a phone and a computer repair person that understands the value of what he's paying for and uses the space for all it's worth with his or her elevator pitch might say something like this. Direct message me if you're looking for a computer or laptop repair. We can speed up your PC and fix hard drive and software issues. So that's nice. It gives you what the customer is going to get from your service.
Well, and there's a call to action there.
Yeah.
It tells them what to do. So you're telling them their next action to take. You're addressing a common problem and you're talking about a solution. So yeah, they kind of hit it all there.
And Nextdoor is becoming so popular. I was in California a month ago. It's incredible. So even if an agent has that sponsorship and that zip code or in that carrier route taken, other agents can still engage and post stuff, and they could actually outproduce
Absolutely.
that other one that just sponsored, sit back going, I'm going to wait for business.
Right.
The engagement.
What that reminds me of? Circle prospecting, where let's say your farm area, another agent gets the listing and sells it, but they don't send a just sold postcard. That does not mean that you do not send a just sold postcard. You don't have to say you sold it. But you certainly can send a card and say it was sold. So you can actually jump in front of them in that respect. And do most people actually read those closely enough to realize who it is that sold it? No, they're just looking at what happened, what's the activity, and here's Barb and here's her contact information.
And then as time goes on, you've adopted that agent because you've stayed in touch and the other person's disappeared going, they're not going to buy or sell for another 5 to 9 years.
Yeah, and you can do that for listings as well. I mean, if they're not sending those postcards, send them.
So here's how you can create your own real estate agent elevator pitch. And we're going to put these words on the screen for you as well, because this is hard to read and try to understand it. No offense, Lisa. It's great. Actually, not making fun of you here. This time. So here we go. Insert your real estate pain point here. Well, I insert your solution here. In fact, proof here.
Show the proof.
Right?
So you're going to start out
Say
with
that again.
it's
going to be on the screen, but that's a great way.
So you're going to start out with a real estate pain point. Then you're going to give your solution, and then you're going to give proof of your solution.
Right. So here's an example with those blanks filled in. You know how stressful selling your home can be? Well, I provide ongoing in-person phone and text support throughout the sale to ensure my clients feel supported. In fact, if you check my reviews, the number one comment from my past clients is how supported they felt by me throughout the sale and how seamless the process felt. So that's a pretty good.
I like that. And if an
Pitch.
agent just wrote down this sentence somewhere on their desk or on their dry erase board, they could use that throughout time, right? There's a lot of ways to fill that in. They could be having a conversation, go, Jim, that price in your home, if you're going to list it, is very important in this market for obvious reasons. Well, just to let you know that here's a list of what I've done. So I've closed 320 transactions. So you know what I'm doing. And here's a list of 8 people and their phone number if you want to call them. Like, that's strong. Boom.
Right. Well, and even just referring as your proof to your reviews, because reviews are, oh my gosh, that's what everybody wants, right? It's credibility. So just reviewing or referring to them in a conversation. In fact, the number one thing that people leave as reviews, and you can go and look at it, is blah, is such. And I mean, really, that would, if somebody just said that to me, I doubt that I would go look at it. I would probably believe them, like, wow, that's amazing. So people are leaving reviews on the very thing they say they're good at. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Mike,
cool.
what is your opinion on this?
I think you guys are doing a great job.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for letting me visit.
All right.
I mean, you love our background, our scenery.
I
and
dressed for it.
you're actually dressed appropriately. This is
Yeah,
nice.
I like the
That
shirt.
is nice.
Thank you.
Did you have to return that at 4 o'clock? Was it rented or no?
This one's not rent,
Oh, okay.
but it needs to be washed.
Okay.
Now,
Well,
hey, Mike, do you have an elevator pitch?
I have an escalator pitch.
Okay.
So it's usually a shorter one because as I'm going up and someone's coming down, it's pretty much you only got like 3 seconds to get it out.
So you say one word?
Yeah, how you doing?
Probation just got extended.
Okay, moving on. So why
Okay,
don't we talk about the formula for an ideal elevator pitch? So this guy, Alan Dibb, apparently knows about pitches. Where did we find this guy, Lisa?
Writer, author.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dibb says, good marketing takes the prospect through a journey that covers the problem, the solution, and finally, the proof. Keep it quick, keep it simple, and ensure it's not too promotional.
Simplicity is power.
I'd like some dibs on that quote. Wait a minute. Okay, here's an example that Dibbs gave that's even more succinct. Here we go. You know how people who want to buy a home are having a hard time finding one. What we do is reach out to the homeowners in our database with a list of our buyers' needs. This has been so successful that we have found homes for 25 of these clients just in the past 30 days. So you're plugging in numbers, which is good.
Yeah.
You're explaining what you did, which is good. That's actually a very nice statement.
So here's a way for an agent or broker listening or watching right now to take this and level it up, is what we talked about in our producers meeting. If a group of agents or a manager is open to it, is have that assignment, right? You don't need 2 hours, maybe 30 minutes, maybe
Right.
45, and say, hey, come in tomorrow. Our meeting's on this day. Everybody have your elevator pitch. And we're going to break out, and you and you are going to do it. You and you are going to do it. I mean, think about how strong. Nobody likes to role play, but sports teams role play 6 days a week until that 7th day. So the best in the world will do that.
Awesome. So the moral of today's show, go ahead and plug in your elevator pitch into the formula, or feel free to steal ours if it fits. Do we have to have them steal our example here? Could we start a GoFundMe? They could put some money in there, and if they want to use our pitch.
They could maybe bid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no
Maybe not.
copyright infringement. I don't
Right,
know.
exactly.
Are times
You know
a
what?
little tough for you now, Jim?
You know what? Go ahead and steal our stuff. That's why we're here.
It's
That's why
flattery.
Todd
It's
and I,
flattery.
Correct.
sometimes Mike pops in here unannounced. Lisa, that's why we do this, so you can steal our stuff.
But dial in your elevator pitch. Don't make it a maybe. Make it a must. It's
Yeah,
simple.
absolutely.
And once you have it down, you own it. You have to become it. And guess what? Know that probably 90% of your competition is not going to implement this topic we covered
Right.
today.
Yep.
All right, there we go. Hopefully you can come away with a brilliant elevator pitch. So next time you're stuck in an elevator with somebody, you can tell them what you do and maybe actually get some business out of it. Speaking of business, don't forget to visit our sponsor's website at ProspectsPLUS.com. They offer a little something for everybody, so check them out. Mike's, thank you so much for joining us today and for your brilliant input on today's show. We appreciate that.
Well
Your
done.
brilliant shirt.
That is a nice shirt, you know. Maybe you could tell me where you got that. Maybe I could rent it next
When in
time.
Florida,
All right.
Right?
when in Florida, do as the Floridians do.
Exactly. That's nice. Well, thank you for joining us. Have an awesome week.
We'll see you for show 102 next week. Thank you.
Nice.
Bye-bye.